picks for the week. Top 3 college football games. We got someone in the chat talking about Oklahoma gonna beat Texas. What do we think about this, David? What do we think?
Okay, Red River Showdown. I mean, it's one of the more exciting games to watch every year, but I think I got UT winning. Yeah, I got UT winning. I mean, it's going to be an exciting matchup. It's going to be the last time both teams are in the Big 12 before they join the SEC, so definitely going to be something nice to watch. But I think UT is just going to take this game. I don't got confidence in Oklahoma.
All right,
what about you?
All right. I don't think Oklahoma is ready for this. I'm going to be honest. Let's look at last year. You see that they lose. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel wasn't out there, but they lose 49-0. I mean, to be able to try to get your guys lined up after a 49-0 spank down last year, it might be one of those chip on the shoulder moments, though. We're just talking about motivating a team. I mean, hell, there ain't no other way to motivate a team besides reminding them of the butt whooping that they took 365 days ago. I think Texas growing leap and bounds. We want to talk about NIL. If we want to kind of go down a rabbit hole, there's teams that are putting together squads with NIL money. They're coming out here, and they weren't relevant in terms of, national championship status and college football status, and then all of a sudden, boom, here's USC, here's Texas, here's, even TCU last year maybe. You got a lot of teams around here that are popping up out of nowhere. I think Texas is going to be one of them. UT's kind of a decent squad, but I've never seen them get mentioned as, some people are even calling them their number 1 team in college football. It's been a while since we've seen that. So, the Longhorns are trying to show out, trying to do something. No. I think they can get that Red River Showdown W. Yeah. However, I think things are going to, flip on their head in college football playoff time. I don't know if that's going to be a squad that's making it to the top 4 and going. What do you think about UT's chances going all the way to the promised land?
I save all the UT fans a headache. Just you guys aren't getting.
Slow your roll.
That won't happen. Red River Showdown, that's a dub. But come on, college football playoffs. You got a couple more years, some more NIL deals to come through before that can happen.
And we got some A&M slander in the chat. I'm glad y'all are helping with the segues. Y'all are helping because we're going right to Alabama and A&M right after that. Y'all are saying you hate A&M. You're saying A&M's not getting blown out. And look, I agree that A&M is not going to get blown out. I think that could be one of the closer games. I think that could be a game. Vegas has a spread at 1. That's a pick 'em. They think that, the noise might be a factor. They're thinking that A&M, they got that environment over there at Kyle Field. We go in there and lose last season. Horrible. Oh, Lord. Horrible game. But I think, Max Johnson at A&M, we know Max Johnson all too well. I think he's rocky performance. You get A&M losing to Miami. They did beat Arkansas and Auburn. I think the number 1 deciding factor for this game is the rushing game. How are you going to be able to utilize the legs? Whether it be Alabama, whether it be A&M, how is, Jimbo Fisher going to try and out-scheme Nick Saban? There's going to be a lot of different twists. There's going to be a lot of different things. I think that when Nick Saban plays former coaches, it's always exciting. It's always fun. It's always
most definitely
interesting, to say the least.
I'd say that this game right here is crucial for Texas and Bama, both of them coming in 4-1. Both teams want to control their fate in the SEC West, and another loss puts either team out of contention. So I think it's definitely going to be a very close matchup. I always love to watch Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban go at it against each other. So it's definitely going to be a great game, and it's about who can control the run.
Yeah.
Whoever can control that run is going to take this game over, in my opinion.
And, I think that Alabama is in one of the more interesting years. You saw them open up the year with the quarterback carousel. Not sure of who they're going to select, but with Nick Saban putting the trust in Jalen Milroe, I think that the running game, like we said, is going to be even more prevalent in this matchup. Now you got your quarterback at the helm, able to stretch things out, extend plays like a Jaden Daniels, go ahead and keep things alive. I think that Alabama's got the leg up. They got the advantage. Sure, there's home field advantage. Sure, there's noise. But, we're talking about SEC football here. At the end of the day, they're going to be used to that. So I think I'm going to lean towards Alabama here. No, they're not going to get, a huge win. But I do think Alabama's going to flex some muscles. That SEC West competition's kind of going to stay in the same trend that we see it going in. Alabama leading it. Right. And Texas A&M heading back to the bottom where they normally are. Let's keep talking about the SEC West, though. I think there's another interesting game. This is my third of the top 3 games of the week. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Ole Miss and Arkansas. I know not a lot of people want to talk about Ole Miss. A lot of people want to forget about Ole Miss. Pretend Ole Miss doesn't even exist anymore. It's not a college football team. Who's Ole Miss? What's going on? Anyway, negative 11.5 according to Vegas over Arkansas. Now, that's steep. You know what that smells like? Almost a similar situation that Vegas put LSU and Arkansas in.
What's going on, Vegas?
I mean, I don't know if I would feel comfortable even looking at that spread. I feel like just looking at that puts me in jeopardy of getting that bad juju. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
That total crushed. I think that both of these offenses can perform. Of course, Ole Miss has the better offense. Of course. But Ole Miss just let LSU run rampant. Yeah, we got an extreme number 3 passing offense, as you mentioned. But Arkansas was able to kind of hang some a little bit. I believe KJ Jefferson, hard to get down, mobile quarterback, pretty accurate, in and out the pocket, also extending plays. I'm gonna make a hot take. Might get killed for this in the comment section, but I will make a hot take. I think Ole Miss and Arkansas are on the same level. I don't really see anything in Ole Miss that I'm like, wow, so much different. I mean, yeah, Jackson Dart, great quarterback.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson, also a great quarterback. Yep. You know, I think the Lane Kiffin element helps Ole Miss a lot situationally. I think, though, that LSU lost that game Saturday because of unfortunate mistakes. I don't think that Lane Kiffin win is going to make me think Ole Miss is in a position to take this and run. Go to the SEC title game in Atlanta and win it. I don't think that they can take off of Georgia. I don't think they can take off in Alabama. Obviously, they lost to him in the regular season, so I think that Lane Kiffin, this is one of his biggest wins of his career, unfortunately, as a head coach. And I don't know if it's really going to change the tune around Ole Miss as many people think it would. I think Ole Miss and Arkansas are a lot more similar than people want to admit. And I'm not taking any shots here. I'm honestly just trying to give some flowers to Arkansas because of the performance that they had against us. I think negative 11.5 is insane, absurd. I mean, Ole Miss, no, I'm not touching that. I'll take Arkansas plus 11.5 on that. Ole Miss will probably win. Yeah, Ole Miss will more than likely win, but by 12 points? I mean, are you ridiculous? I would leave that alone. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about that game, that spread, this whole situation that we have unfolding in the SEC West?
I never really thought about it until you said that. They're like Arkansas and Ole Miss are kind of relative to each other.
Kind of mid.
Because that is true. LSU did lose to Ole Miss because of LSU made mistakes, not really because Ole Miss did anything better. But I will give Ole Miss credit that they have a lot of pieces on that offense. Jackson Dart, not afraid to throw the ball, not afraid to light it up. They can get that run game going, but same for Arkansas. I mean, KJ Jefferson is already a hard quarterback to get down. Dude's almost 200. He's over 220 pounds. That Arkansas team, when they start running, they can also get the ball going on that run game. So I definitely think it's going to be a nice game to watch. I think that scoreboard's going to go up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a 12-point game for Ole Miss to take. I definitely think it's going to be a little closer than that. If I was Vegas, I'd probably give Ole Miss probably a touchdown over them. It'd be a one-score game.
I wouldn't go further than negative 2.5.
Ooh, you're keeping it real tight.
Oh, yeah. I'm not, I mean, bro, I'm nervous because I think that Ole Miss, especially with the pressure that they got on them after this big LSU win, I think that if there's any time for Lane Kiffin to really lay an egg, and speaking of eggs, shout out to the Egg Bowl last year, Mississippi State beating Ole Miss. I mean, this is a similar situation as well. I think that this is a game where Lane Kiffin is supposed to win, expected to win, and I mean, he might not just be able to get his guys going. Who knows?
Yeah,
Negative.
I definitely think this is Ole Miss's game to lose, and if they go out there and they get some mistakes out, they can't really convert how they converted last week against LSU, then it's definitely a game that I could see getting really tighter than possible. But I definitely think Ole Miss is going to come out, get a dub. It might be tight, like you said, might be within that 2-5 range, but I think they're going to go out and take that win.
And I do wanna mention, there is weeks where we get some picks right and we come on here and toot our own horn. So I think after last week, we're going to have to address, we're going to have to face the music. Our picks weren't too good last week, but guess what? We're going to spin it around. We're going to go undefeated this week. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. We're going undefeated. We got Texas getting the dub. We got Arkansas covering, but Ole Miss more than likely. I'll lean toward that. And we got Alabama walking out a College Station SEC West leader. So that's going to be the picks for our top 3 games of the week. Y'all can hold us to it. Y'all can hold us to it. Sometimes it goes great. Sometimes it goes like last week.